Residents of Lower Crossroads will be gathering here today in Philippi East. This, of course, at a crime dialogue organised by the NPO Project Vote SA. This follows the release of the crime statistics, which yesterday once again showed that 11 of the top murder stations of 15 is indeed in Cape Town. The organisation says it's bringing the community together so that they can foster dialogue with the police and the relevant role players in order to address the high crime levels. I'm joined now by Project Vote SA, SABC Bokveld. SABC, good day to you. I think we've nailed it there when you said to me just now that this is about bringing community and police together. Explain to us what exactly you will be discussing given the release of the latest crime statistics by the Acting Police Minister.
Okay, thank you, Vanessa. My name is Bokveld. I'm from Project Vote SA. We're having a crime dialogue here in Philippi today for the reason you've just said, that there's a lot of prevalent crime here in Philippi. It's one of the top 11 police stations which have recorded murders within the past financial year. As you might know, over the 2021-2022 financial year, just in December alone, the police station here just up the road recorded over 50 murders in just that month. So the crime situation in Philippi is quite concerning. What we as Project Vote seek to do here is that we want to instill a culture of active citizenry within the community and enable a culture of the police and the community working together to solve the crime. We've seen Operation Fielas, we've seen operations where the army has been deployed to hotspot areas of the Western Cape, but that hasn't helped. So we want to sit down with the people of Philippi and have a conversation as to how they think this crime issue can be solved within the community, because they live here, they live the lived realities of the areas, and they know what the barriers to fixing this crime is. So we want to have a conversation with them, have a dialogue, coordinate a conversation between them and the police and see how that can actually help the community, so to say. Thank you.
So we know that various communities have told us over the past while that there is a deep distrust between certain communities as well as police. We see that at the moment there are various big high-level meetings, for example, the Madlanga Commission. We also see a parliamentary ad hoc committee dealing with the issues around policing and allegations of, for example, infiltration in policing. We know that just recently the Premier of the Western Cape released the Ombudsman's report, and there have been calls for a commission of inquiry into gangs. Now, you've mentioned that mass murders is also a big problem here in this area. And you've invited police here. How to bridge that mistrust, if it is indeed the case here in this area as well?
This situation is quite layered, to be honest, is how I'll answer this question. It's quite layered. I've got my reservations about the current ad hoc commissions and the Madlanga commissions, because we've seen in recent years that commissions actually don't lead to actual tangible change. You find that the Madlanga commission has been given over 100 million to actually conduct the commission. We've seen how much money the ad hoc commission is actually spending in order to actually have this thing. And I actually believe that if that much money can be taken into commissions, it's the same amount of money that can be taken to actual crime fighting. We've got prevalent issues within the Department of Justice that need to be solved, and we always hear austerity cuts as the excuse for not actually dealing with those. But you see that now we have a commission given money that's allocated for commissions, but commissions should actually start having binding recommendations. So if a recommendation is done by a commission, it should be binding that A, B, and C must happen. And what we're finding is that we're hearing from the ad hoc commission is that a lot of police are corrupt, even ministers are corrupt. So how do people have trust in the police when you getting people in the top that are actually quite corrupt? We need to actually root out the corruption within the Ministry of Police, the Department of Justice, because it's not helping people, especially in areas like Philippi. We need to root out corruption in these areas. We need to fund more into the criminal justice system, that's the police, correctional services, and the Department of Justice, so that we can actually start seeing tangible change within our communities.
SABC, so thank you so much for your time. Of course, there from Project Vote SA, having the crime dialogue here in Lower Crossroads in the Philippi East area today, engaging the community about the various issues affecting them. High among those, of course, crime levels. Earlier on, we spoke to some young people who spoke to us off camera, and what they were saying is that they need the area to be safe so that children can play. A mother, a grandmother telling us as well that there are no outlets for young people, and to prevent young people from joining gangs or getting involved in crime. A wide-scale approach is necessary involving all role players to make sure that children are indeed kept safe from crime.